میں لاسٹ سیمینار جو میں نے اٹینڈ کیا I can't take name and trust, اس میں جناب نیوکلیر نارتھ امریکہ کی بات ہوئی, نیوکلیر برازیل اباؤٹ کی بات ہوئی, ایران سب سے زیادہ ایران کی بات ہوئی اور سب سے زیادہ پاکستان کی بات ہوئی. میں نے اس کو اٹھ کے کہا, میں نے کہا جی آپ کیوں بھول گئے ہیں کہ اسرائیل کی بات بھی ٹاپک بام ہے, وہ بات ہی کو نہیں کرتے. تو یہ اصل میں ایک ون آف دا ریزن از یور نیوکلیر یو مین اے نیوکلیر بام. یہ وہ ان کو تکلیف ہے جو آپ لوبی گئے لوبی دے ڈونٹ وانٹ یو. ایران کی قتل, نارتھ امریکہ, نارتھ کوریا آپ دیکھیں کچھ اور نہیں بچا, ہر دوسرے مہینے کے بعد وہ ایک ایکسپیریمنٹ کر لیتے, کدھر ہے جو ان کو تکلیف ہے. تو اگر ہمارے آڈینس نان مسلم بھی سن رہے ہیں تو آئی وڈ ریسپیکٹفلی سے کہ وی ڈونٹ کال یور کرسچن بام. نان پرولیفریشن شروع ہوئی تھی when America helped UK to make the bomb after Second World War. If you are the culprits, then you help France to do it. Then you help Nagasaki. So آپ یہ بات کریں, ہمیں کیوں آپ blame کرتے ہیں؟ So therefore you should also remove our perception that you have a stomach ache when any Muslim country has a atomic bomb for its nuclear weapon for its own self-defense, whereas no Muslim country has ever used it. یہ بات ہوگی. تو یہ ایک ہے. اب کیونکہ the institutions give safety to your systems. Armed forces, I'm proud to say, are a very stable system. A good, stable institution lends to our national power. ٹھیک ہے. After all, جب PTV attack ہوئی تھی, ابھی ایک ہمارے crisis ہو گیا. Why did they ask the army to move?
Yes, why you are asking them?
Why they ask the army?
It was not in the list of the buildings.
Yes. Because they have faith, they are fair. And of course it is under the constitution how they ask that people say. یہ تو نیوکلیر ہے, اور جو میری اپنی پرسنل ججمنٹ ہے وہ یہ ہے کہ ڈی اسٹیبلائز پاکستان ٹو سچ این ایکسٹینٹ کہ دا جنرل پبلک فیلنگ انٹرنیشنل بیکمز کہ نیوکلیر جو ہے ان کے ہاتھوں میں سیف نہیں ہے. اینڈ دین پٹ دیم سمویئر ایلس. یہ آج ہم نیوکلیر سے پیچھے ہٹ جائیں سب ٹھیک ہو جائے. میری اپنی ججمنٹ. میں ایک اور بات کرتا ہوں. دوسرا جنہوں نے کہا گوادر کے ساتھ میں انوالو ہوں. And I want to say on record, جب میں چیئرمین KPD تھا, I was a member of the committee. بلکہ earlier I go. When I was President Ayub Khan's ADC, I cannot comment on his political documents in that separate. I was just as ADC, he was soldier, President, all the children. An army man, give him a credit, thought of developing Gwadar, which we had only bought back 6 months ago. 6 months, bought back from Oman, I think, 6 months back. He wanted to develop. For good taste, I can't mention. 2 or 3 leaders from the neighboring countries, non-religious to it, came running now and said, oh, kya Gwadar kuch hai? Ye port mari hai, ye mari, idhar aadmi kya ضرورت ہے. And I personally, with due respect, blame him for that. وہ ہمیں تو پرسن تھے, ان سسٹر تھے بیٹھ. تو یہ گوادر کے لوگوں کو بڑی تکلیف ہے. آپ کے ہمسایوں کو بھی ہے, آپ کے جو دوست ہیں ان کو بھی ہے, انڈینس کو ہے, because it is a game changer. I'm a naval man and as a chairman KPD I did a lot of studies. Oh, this because they wanted at that time government, ساری government کو کرنی چاہیے تھی. They wanted to do it. ٹھیک ہے. I'm not in politics, but Nawaz Sharif brought more impetus. 91 people. 91, yes. And I think the credit goes to Sardar Asif, who was his Minister of State, I think, for Foreign Affairs. He took all the towards this. In KPD, every week we would have a delegation. And I want to say something else, that I have no embarrassment in admitting that being a naval officer, I did not know that the nearest Chinese port is 1500 kilometers further than Karachi from Karachi. It's only that time I did. یہ ایک لاجک ہے, یہ گیم چینجر ہے, یہ ایک میتھمیٹیکل اور نیویگیشن فیکٹ ہے کہ کرمچی جو ہے, کاشکر جو ہے, ان کی آج کل یہ بہت حصہ ڈیولپ ہو رہا ہے. میں ریٹائرمنٹ کے بعد آئل اینڈ گیس کے لیے کام کرتا تھا, تو ان علاقوں میں کافی کیا ہوں چائنیز کے ساتھ. تو یہ اگر کوریڈور بن جائے گی ان کو بھی بڑا سیو ہوگا. لوگ اس کو اپوز کر رہے ہیں. ویری سمپل ریزن, آئی فنش آفٹر دیٹ, کہ پورٹس اینڈ شپنگ ایڈ ٹو یور میریٹائم. And in turn, your maritime power adds to your national power. ان کے پیٹ میں درد ہے کہ why should Pakistan national power develop? And Gavadar और मैं एक record पे कहना चाहता हूँ as an individual, as a naval officer, as a former chief of deputies, that everybody is opposing this Gavadar and your Chinese cooperation because the major champion is the Gavadar. And that absolutely is a fact. And all this going on probably is nothing. Thank you.
Brigadier Adnan, what is the solution? What do you think? How we can convince the Western world that their thinking is wrong, their perception is wrong? I'm talking about the general public, not the government or the media. We know what they are doing, but I'm talking about the general public in America, in India. उनको कैसे बताएं कि नहीं पाकिस्तान आर्मी के लिए आप ऐसा ना सोचें, और क्या रास्ता है, क्या सिर्फ ISPR की जिम्मेदारी है या हमारी आपकी सबकी जिम्मेदारी है? आप क्या कहें?
There is no question, you see, that we have to clear all these wrong perceptions that are being associated with the Pakistan Army. You mentioned all the armed forces. You mentioned the point that, it is being mentioned that it's the armed forces of Pakistan that do not want to allow to improve the relationship between India and Pakistan. I would like to ask the question, who initiated the 71 war? Was it initiated by Pakistan Army? Pakistan Army was wanting to avoid that war at all costs. It was forced on us by the Indian mind, by the Indian conspiracy and by the Indian planning. So it is totally wrong to say that Pakistan Army is always behind these hard decisions not to allow any improvement in the relationship with India. As Adnan Taslim said, no understanding between India and Pakistan can ever be reached unless they come to some understanding about the fate of 15 million Muslims of Kashmir. Aren't they human beings? They are more than the total population of the state of Israel. How can you ignore them and say they don't even count, they don't even matter, and we should forego all, rights and privileges on their behalf? I don't want to dilate too much on this, but the fact of the matter is that we are not asking for anything unfair. All we are saying is that let the people of Kashmir decide whether they want to be independent, whether they want to be part of Pakistan or whether they want to be part of India. Don't they have the right to decide that? The next thing that we talk about, again, Pakistan Army and the image. But before we talk about that, let me also clear this misconception that I think it is being repeated, and I think today is an appropriate occasion, 6th September, that Pakistan Army has lost all the wars. It is totally incorrect. I was in 65 war and I saw all the operations right from Rann of Kutch to the major battle in the Sialkot sector. I don't want to go into too much detail again, but I'll just recall two occasions. First occasion was that when General Abdul Malik started his offensive, he gave himself 3 days to capture Akhroom. D+3, he planned to capture Akhroom. Why was he removed? Why was he changed and General Yahya found replaced? That is the first question comes to mind. Who were the people behind that? And even then, when General Yahya took over the command, he still reached Akhroom on the 5th evening. Why didn't he capture the Akhroom operation? Raises the question. But leave that alone. The final concluding battle in Sialkot sector on the 17th Indian Armored Division was so badly mauled that I heard myself Indian Armored Div net wireless calls coming, tanks to withdraw individually, taking cover in sugarcane crops.
I would like to request you to clarify that, and now people can see Zarbe-Azam, that we are against terrorism, extremism, any kind of state or non-state terrorism from any part of within Pakistan or outside Pakistan. तो इस पे आप कुछ बताएं कि ये एबटाबाद की बात और इस वक्त ज़र्ब-ए-आज़म जो हम प्रूव कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, we are against the terrorism.
I'll not talk about a particular event. I'll just go over the background leading to these events. Why these things are happening, why the change has come, why we are being called neither friend nor foe. Pakistan cannot be relied upon. you have to go back to 1956. I think it was 1956 when we entered into defense treaty with America. We continued to be on friend list, most allied ally, till end of Afghan war. Not just till the end of Afghan war, till the end of the Cold War. We were friends. Whatever we did, whether we built relations with China, as a matter, they utilized our relations with China to develop their own relations with China. We facilitated the visit of Nixon to China. So we are all friends till the end of Cold War. After the Cold War, their strategy changed, their geopolitical environment changed, and suddenly we became neither friend nor foe. We delivered them Cold War with NATO, where they have been spending trillions and trillions of dollars since 1947, 46. Just for a few $1 billion, we delivered them the war, which NATO could not. And people have just forgotten that. Now they're talking about the present day only. So that is the way Pakistan has been dealt with. So all these things which are happening at Ahmedabad or Salala or whatever that happened is all part of that, the campaign to malign Pakistan Army. And they are maligning Pakistan Army because they think that the army is one institution which is still holding on. And if we finish with the army, if we degrade the army in front of the eyes of the people, then what they want, China and nuclear weapons of Pakistan, they think that they will become, they will facilitate their further actions. That's the whole thing.
Thank you.
ऑफिसर से इससे ये बात साबित हो गई कि पाकिस्तान के जितने फोर्सेस हैं और अवाम दे आर पीस लवर्स, पीसफुल पीपल। वो वार में जाना नहीं चाहते, लेकिन फॉर टू डिफेंड आवर कंट्री वी आर ऑल आउट देयर टू हेल्प और टू डिफेंड आवर कंट्री, आवर मदरलैंड। उसके लिए हम इकट्ठे हैं और जहाँ भी हम जहाँ से भी हमारे लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम है इस किस्म का वी आर देयर टू।
यानी कोई भी पार्टी दिफाई पाकिस्तान की बात करे तो उस पर इल्जाम लग जाएगा।
दूसरी बात यह है कि अमेरिका जो भी करे वो उनका काम है, हर कंट्री का अपना अपना दूसरे कंट्री के लिए। इससे तो बेहतर है कि वन शुड वर्क के जो लोग पीस लाना चाहते हैं जिस मुल्क में उन्होंने पीस लाने के लिए कितने लोगों को मारा, उससे पहले कितने लोग मरे और पीस लाने के लिए कितने लोग मरे, और वहाँ उन्होंने पीस छोड़ा, इराक में छोड़ा, अफगानिस्तान में छोड़ा। तो हम तो कहेंगे कि फॉर गॉड सेड लीव अस अलोन, वी विल टेक केयर ऑफ आवर कंट्री इंशाल्लाह। और ऐसी हम बेसिकली जमहूरियत पसंद लोग, ये जो बाकी बातें हैं ना ये तो आपस में हमारी चलती रहेगी, लेकिन हम जमहूरियत के लिए और पाकिस्तान के लिए।
सराय साहब एक क्वेश्चन ऐड करूंगा, मेरे जहन में था नहीं आया। अगर इमरान खान साहब की गवर्नमेंट आ जाती है, री इलेक्शन होती है, अभी प्राइम मिनिस्टर होते हैं, आपकी गवर्नमेंट आ जाती है, तो क्या ये मुमकिन है गवर्नमेंट यानी PTI की गवर्नमेंट, पाकिस्तान आर्म फोर्सेस, इंडिया, अमेरिका और ये जो सारी एक जो परेशानी ये ख़त्म हो जाए और सब साथ मिलकर चले? और कुछ आप खान साहब की ये सोच है या नहीं?
एक्चुअली एवरी लीडर, जो भी लीडर आता है उसका ये इस बात पर तो सब एक सर्व दिनेश। अब किसी पार्टी के जनरल अच्छे हैं तो सिपाही अच्छे नहीं है, किसी के सिपाही अच्छे हैं तो उनके जनरल अच्छे नहीं, वो एक अलग चीज़ है। लेकिन कोई बंदा भी ये नहीं चाहता कि मैं मुल्क की हालत खराब कर दूँ। मुल्क की खराबी के लिए कोई बंदा नहीं इस तरह की बात नहीं करता। और चूंकि ये जो आपका जो ये है और बारह मुल्कों के लिए, तो उसमें भी बेटर डिस्कस ओनली मैटर्स रिलेटेड टू डिफेंस रादर देन टॉकिंग अबाउट इनसाइड के हम क्या कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान के अंदर।
इंशाल्लाह हमारी पूरी आवाम अपनी फोर्सेस के साथ खड़ी है और जो कुछ पार्लियामेंट में दिखाया जा रहा है वो मुख्तलिफ है। आवाम की सोच यही है कि वी आर विद द पाकिस्तान आर्म फोर्सेस। एडनन साहब आप कुछ ऐड करना चाह रहे थे, आप कुछ बताएं?
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि इस program will also be seen by American audience, other audience.
Yes.
I want to just, in English, bring one thing to notice, which some of our leaders have said. How come you expect no reaction from the Muslims of the world when the bloodshed going on today with participation of either say NATO or American troop or non-Muslim troop happens to be only in Muslim countries? More than that, I don't want to add. Bloodshed in Pakistan, Muslim country. Bloodshed in Syria, Muslim country. Bloodshed in Libya, Muslim country. Bloodshed in other countries. When I just look at Syria, Pakistan, Iraq, yes, Muslim countries. So, if you were Muslims, you would have thought that all the bloodshed is going to countries where the majority are of Islamic faith. Then why would the rest of the Muslims in the world think in a certain way? This is one thing. Second, I think is the media. And that I can probably respectfully say a little thing about our own media also. As I think Brigadier Masood said, our media also is not mature. I'm not saying they're unpatriotic, because only about 5 to 10 years ago, all the channels suddenly got opened and we had something like 100 channels. I think we haven't had the maturity or the mature anchors of the people to manage these channels. Certainly you cannot. An example I will give this. I was a student at the US Naval War College in middle 70s, when the Vietnam War was the most hated and disliked, unpopular war. But no American network, whether it is CNN, NBC, ABC, ever showed the body bags or ever criticized the soldiers and the armed forces, because the Americans told me, we don't do it because the soldiers obeying the lawful command of their CNC, which is their president, and the government. They never. But I regret to say with sadness that our media has not matured. This is in the national cause. A small act of showing a beheaded soldier, it can affect them. I wish, I pray, and I request Pakistan media to become mature like that. How many Americans have died in Afghanistan? I know that body bags and dead bodies have gone through Pakistan. Has anybody shown one body bag of a terrorist? So I think the media also needs maturity. I am not for checking it. No, I am all for free discussion. Everything else, but this maturity which CNN, BBC, they show, it should be there. Thank you.
I would like to illustrate this question with the example of the Swat operation at Bukhari. I think when the army launched the operation in Swat and Malakam and those areas, the Taliban had taken full control of the area. Within 3 months, the operation was completed, the Taliban had been totally defeated, and the IDPs who had moved out of their areas, they went back and they were resettled in the area. I think it was the most remarkable operation. No parallel of that example can be found anywhere else in the world. General McChrystal, who was the head of the ISF forces in Afghanistan, in fact, he took a leaf out of that chapter. And when he took over the command, he said, our previous strategy has failed. We must have a new strategy. And what new strategy does he give? He takes the pattern of Pakistan. He says we should create areas of safe havens in Afghanistan, where the civilian population is moved in, so that the rest of the area, which is controlled by the Taliban, we can take care of them more effectively and eliminate them. Despite all their plans, they could not achieve it. And now coming that Pakistan has not done enough. I think the recent example that Pakistan has had is the South Waziristan operation and now the North Waziristan operation. If Pakistan feels that it is in its national requirement that we should eliminate these terrorists, Pakistan has always acted. But Pakistan is not willing to act as a mercenary force on behalf of anybody else. So that is the basic difference. Whenever we feel, and I think the latest example is, we had a meeting with the very high officials of the armed forces before the operation was launched. And they explained it to us, the need and the desire to have this operation. To sum up what they said, the total Taliban's that are available in North Waziristan is about 8 to 10,000 people, out of which 1,000 were these foreign nationals, the Uzbeks and the others. The rest were some of the other tribes like the Masood tribes of South Waziristan and a large number of the Punjabi Taliban, who were the criminal people who were hiding in Waziristan and trying to sabotage. And in fact, according to the army authorities, the Punjabi Taliban were the most dangerous because they had intimate contact with the rest of the country and they had easy facilitators available to them. So that is why I think, given all the reasons, the army went and undertook this operation, and I think it's an excellent operation that has been launched, in which they have the support of the people of the area, though they are having serious difficulties. They have been displaced from their own houses.